All right, guys, you're gonna have to kind of follow me on this one. This is pretty conceptual, but I'm really excited about it. I ran 2 5Ks in a row. I've been out handling that, and then ran some errands, and I just been thinking about stuff while I was getting stuff done. So in my lifetime, or like growing up, it was like the smallest cell or known entity, thing, property of life. Well, I guess it's not even life, just like the smallest we could break something down to was an atom. And then once you get out of school, you don't stay up to date with all this shit because we're not talking about it all day. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, guys. I need some sunglasses. But like somewhere along the line, they got shorter than that, and it's like a quark or something, I think is what they call it. And it's smaller than an atom, or maybe that was like 2 steps below an atom. But it's like, I've been listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson a little bit, his podcast Star Talk, and I feel like it was a guest that was speaking it. I could be wrong, it could have been Neil, but they were talking about like you take a cell and you got like your protons and neutrons and all these other, they were saying a lot of words that I wasn't familiar with, but then they were like the quarks and all this. And they're talking about mass, and like mass is pretty much sort of weight, you know what I mean? And it was saying that the most of the weight in the cell didn't come from like, it was like the proton and neutron or whatever, and how they function together. It came from an entity that we couldn't see. So it's like, in my head, picture a circle, and then you draw another circle in there, and that's like your proton. You draw another circle, and that's like your neutron, and then, or electron, and then maybe you draw another one, it's a neutron. I might not have all this right, guys. I haven't done 8th grade math in a while, like on how I'm breaking this down, but follow me. So you got a circle with like 3 smaller circles in there, and what they're saying is that space that's not circles has mass. We just haven't identified it yet. And the mass of that we haven't identified is the majority of mass in the cell. All right. Everyone's like, Justin, why the fuck are we talking about science? That is exactly how I perceive striking in a way. So when we're on the outside viewing striking, like we view a knockout, it's commonly perceived as some powerful punch that like a body can't handle, when that's rarely ever it. When we're talking about distance, when to retract the strike, where the strike is landing, even more unnoticeably is like the unexpectedness of it. So like if your body, there is so much our bodies do subconsciously when we're fighting or when we're training and building abilities and fighting. The brace for impact is something very real. When you see that strike coming, whether you've spent any time reflecting on it or not to recognize that this is true, your body gets tense and it braces, it does things to protect itself instinctually. When I'm trying to think about how I want to keep going with this. When we're breaking everything down to be an effective striker, the majority of what is needed for that knockout punch is not the powerful punch. It's the timing, it's the retraction speed to make a correct punch, it's the positioning, it's using your vision, it's everything like that. It has very little to do with power, catching your opponent where they're not seeing it coming, things like that. I don't know, this was just a random little spurt of idea I had, and I thought it was cool. I do a lot of that out here. But I don't know, I guess let me know what y'all think. Like and subscribe if you think that was a fun little journey with Justin. Heck yeah, big time players making big time plays. We out here making this Tootsie Roll.